reflexes like a mongoose on amphetamines. Waving his Wilson wand. Super scintillating and sensational from Sosa. It's tennis near the gods. No mortal may approach.
Welcome back to Tennis Near the Gods. I'm Nicholas, joined alongside my brother Alex, and today we're going to be recapping the first Masters 1000 of the year in Indian Wells and previewing the Masters 1000 in Miami. So to start off, you see Dominic Thiem lifting his maiden Masters 1000 title, defeating Roger Federer 7-5 in the third set.
All right, so we're going to go 5 main takeaways from myself, 5 main takeaways from my brother. My 5 main takeaways: Dominic Thiem. These are the perfect conditions for him. He has a new coach, has a new physio. Finally came into a tournament this year fresh. I mean, he's going to establish himself again as a premier all-court player, not just clay. I mean, the way he started playing, the old guard's starting to be taken out. You look at Djokovic, which, I mean, I don't even take into account that loss. He looked lackadaisical, but Dominic Thiem is going to establish himself more and more on the hard courts. This is just further proof of that, his biggest title yet. Second main takeaway: Roger's not going out anytime soon. I mean, these conditions, in my opinion, are not suited best for him, in the sense that they're very bouncy. It's harder to take the ball early, arid conditions, so the ball does move fast, but the courts are gritty. So it's not the perfect combination for him, and he just finds he's just better than everyone that he plays. It's truly amazing. We did not get the match against Nadal because Nadal pulled out. That's another takeaway. Nadal's going to hunker down for the clay season. Nothing new there. He's going to save his body for the most important part of the season for himself.
Definitely.
But yes, Federer, he's not going anywhere anytime soon. It will be interesting how he transitions to Miami. I think that will be a tough transition, going from losing in the finals to straight away. He's got a
That's
tough
what happened
draw.
last year when he
Yes,
lost
but
to Kokkinakis.
he went to Chicago to promote the Laver Cup, so he was down. He had, I don't even know if he prepared a day before in Miami.
I don't think he did.
So that's a whole nother thing. He is going down to Miami, hopefully. And so, yeah, he's just better than everyone else. You look at how he went through. He 1-5 against Gauchek, 3-4 against Wawrinka, 1-4 against Edmund, 4-4 against Hurkacz. He is just dominant. What he's doing is just incredible. Another main takeaway. I said Nadal. Herbert Hurkacz. He has not been put as like a main guy in the next gen, but he is another face of the young generation. He moves up to 54 in the world with this tournament, and he is a guy who is going to be top 10 in the world, in my opinion. That's a main takeaway from this. He's beaten Kei Nishikori twice this year.
Top 10, that's bold.
Top 10, yeah. He's got the game. He's a big dude.
There are a lot of
big
good
game.
guys.
No, he for sure. What he's shown so far, he's backed it up consistently after beating Nishikori. He beats Shapovalov. He loses to Fed, but everyone's losing to Fed. And another old guy is Ivo Karlovic.
Yeah.
What he's doing is incredible. And then Milos Raonic is another takeaway from me. He lost in a heartbreaker against Dominic Thiem, but hopefully he stays healthy. This has been a problem he's been struggling with his entire career, but I'm looking for him to kind of make a push this year again. I really think he is healthy right now.
He is healthy.
And as long as he stays healthy,
and that's
again,
the most
top
important
10.
thing for him.
Top 10, he makes the Nito World Tour Finals.
Definitely.
The guy with the serve.
I like that.
He's a big player. He comes to the net very well. Really good volleyer. And
the grass court swing, that's his perfect time to shine.
Well, the grass court, the hard courts, he does well. The Toronto,
No, of course.
Up in Toronto. So those are my main takeaways. Let you go.
So you see Gael Monfils, he got to the quarterfinals. He obviously withdrew, but he's been doing exceptionally well on the tour. He won Rotterdam, the 500. He's been consistently winning. He already has 15 wins on the year and the title to his name.
One worry is the injuries, as you see. He pulls out against Dominic Thiem.
Exactly. And that's where you don't think he's like he's not
always been like
necessarily
that.
going
He's always been like that though. The past couple of years, the tournaments he's played great tennis. It's just he's been injured.
and he's playing some of the best tennis of his career. And then you go and look down at the bottom of the draw, and you see Filip Krajinovic coming in as a qualifier, and he's back from after the struggles of having to defend and injuries.
Yeah, he was
winning.
injured and couldn't back up, couldn't
Exactly.
solidify points wise to save Dubai. Was it Dubai?
No, it was Paris.
Paris.
Reaching the finals of that Masters
600,
1000.
whatever.
So that was a big tournament for him, getting to the quarterfinals. And he did it in convincing fashion.
Round of 16.
Round of 16, sorry. And he did it in convincing fashion.
Yeah.
Right?
And we'll see if he backs it up in Miami. He's got a tough draw.
And then, I mean, Felix Auger-Aliassime was headlining
Yeah.
the beginning of the tournament.
But I
He
would like
looked
I would like
absolutely
to
spectacular.
point something out. Stefanos Tsitsipas final in Dubai.
Yep.
Comes over to Indian Wells. He's been playing a lot of matches this year. Doesn't need this tournament necessarily.
No.
He's coming over to the States. It's honestly better so he can look to make a run in Miami and be fresh. I don't take a lot out of that win necessarily. In Tsitsipas, that player, Tsitsipas did not look 100%. He was a step late on everything. Auger-Aliassime had an easy time finding his backhand. And again, Auger-Aliassime, big time player, big time potential, top 10 again.
Top 10?
Top
That's
10
it?
again.
Oh, no, he's just 18 years old. He's
Top
just getting
10.
started.
Top 10.
Number 1.
No, you can't say that yet. Top 10, but he didn't back it up against Nishioka, which was disappointing to see.
Yeah. And that's another storyline. Yoshihito Nishioka, having torn both of his ACLs a couple years ago. He's back. He won a 250 last year. And he's just a fighter. He's, what,
He won
5'8"?
not Chengda. Shenzhen. He won
Shenzhen, one of them.
Shenzhen.
He's 5'7", and he just goes out there and battles. He won
Oh no,
that.
he goes out there, hits the ball big.
He hits the ball big.
The guy. So yeah, that's main takeaways from us
For Indian
regarding
Wells,
Indian
and
Wells. And one last thing about the Djokovic, again, the loss to Cole Shriver, just like how I said, Tsitsipas looked a little bit fatigued. I mean, Djokovic hasn't played nearly as much tennis as Tsitsipas in terms of tournaments wise,
No.
but he looked a little bit fatigued for some reason. He did not look 100% there.
He was a bit injured. That's why he didn't play in any tour matches after Australian Open.
So I think coming into Miami, he's got something to prove. I think this is as we're segueing into Miami, and you look at the top of the draw with Novak Djokovic, he's going to come out and back it up. I think he takes it slow. I mean, again, we don't know how
He can't take it slow here with Thomas Berdych.
Listen,
as his first match.
No, Thomas Berdych didn't look great in Indian Wells, but that's a whole nother thing. We don't know what the conditions are like in Miami in terms of how the courts are playing. Their new surface this year, new facility, Hard Rock Stadium. However, it's going to be colder in the earlier stages. We don't know how it's going to heat up. For Miami, it's going to be 60 to 70 degrees. But it's typically humid there. It's not air, dry desert air. So it's vastly different conditions in Indian Wells that typically play slower. So that will help Djokovic, definitely, and not bounce as high. So you do go into Djokovic's part of the draw, and you see a potential Berdych-Tomic first round for Djokovic. Either way, tricky match.
Yeah.
Depending on, again, let's say if Berdych wins, hopefully Berdych finds this great tennis. I mean, he looked great at the beginning of the year. He's kind of teetered off since then a little bit. But I hope he brings it back. Again, I don't see him taking... I got Djokovic taking this... taking the tournament just to get right to it. And even the seeds in his draw, I don't see him having any trouble. John Millman's not beating Djokovic anytime soon.
No. And neither is... I mean, Roberto did do it this year in Doha. But...
Yeah, but again, Masters 1000, I think Djokovic has more on the line. he looked. I mean, he was frustrated definitely after the Cole Shriver match. I think again he has something to prove. You have Fanini too as a possible fourth round, but Fanini's not played well this entire year. They actually were teammates in doubles, semied Indian Wells. So Djokovic part of the draw, I'd say, with the exception that Roberto finds great tennis, I don't see anyone beating him or like pushing him. I think what Roberto did well is, I mean, he got lucky in that match in Doha. Djokovic kind of he let him.
And it's the first tournament or it's the second first
it's
tournament,
first
of,
tournament
the
of the year, so he's not 100% there. I think Djokovic is 100% there. He's locked down. He's got something to prove.
And he's gonna have a chip on his shoulder.
But then you go down and you see Milos Raonic as a 12. I'm big on Milos. And I like his draw. John Isner is his
Kyle
is the
Edmund is
7th
gonna be
seed
tough,
below
though.
there. Now, I wasn't convinced. I thought Kyle Edmund had something to prove coming out against Fed, and Fed took him to church. Like showed him, just outplayed him.
He outplayed his first two matches though against Radu Albot and Nicholas Yari. He won in convincing fashion both times.
That's not. We're not talking about convincing.
It's a completely.
I don't care about Milos Raonic, big serve. Kyle Edmund has a big game, but I think Milos Raonic he's more aggressive. He's going to get Edmund on his back foot. It's going to be a struggle for him. And Luca Pui's coming in. See if he can back something up. What did Luca Pui do in Indian Wells?
I believe he lost. Yeah, he lost to
Hurkacz. Yeah. So.
And he lost to Marcos Bagdatis in
so
Montpellier.
Again, I see Isner going up against Raonic and Raonic taking him out. Isner's got a lot of points to defend, but I just don't see it. Isner's kind of not losing a step, but last year he had a great year. He won Miami, but I just don't see it happening this year. I think Milos goes to face Djokovic, and that's a big test for Djokovic. I think that is a 3-set battle. That is a match I'm really hoping to see. Mm-hmm. And then we'll move down to 3 seed, which is in Dominic Thiem, who's in Djokovic's half. We see a possible Herbert Hurkacz second round, which would be a war. Yeah, because Matteo Berrettini just finaled the challenger in Phoenix, so I take Hurkacz for sure. Even though Matteo Berrettini, good form still. Traveling from different conditions, Hurkacz will have a little more time, and also has had some big wins recently. And I'm a big fan of Martin Fucsovics. Possible Martin Fucsovics, Dominic Thiem, or Hurkacz. That'd be awesome for me.
That would be awesome.
Again, I just see Dominic Thiem being a winner. And just coming through this part of the draw.
I just see that there's so many. I mean, he'll play Hurkacz, then Fucsovics, then either Basilashvili or Monfils, and all of those guys could take him out.
No, I don't see Basilashvili being. Basilashvili had an absolute war with Pranesh Gunneswaran. It was very high level tennis. But I don't see Fucsovics being able to take out Thiem.
But we don't know about the court conditions.
I could see Hurkacz. No, I don't care about court conditions in terms of these matchups. I could see Hurkacz again. That's the match. How much time will Thiem? How is Thiem feeling? How is he adjusting to the conditions? Is he fatigued at all? He's had 2 back-to-back battles. One with Raonic, one with Fed.
Yeah,
wars. So it'll be interesting. That first round, Hurkacz. That would be the match that I would pick Hurkacz for Thiem to go out. The first round. Otherwise, I think Thiem makes it to the semis, loses to Djokovic.
The semis?
Yes.
What about like a Kei Nishikori?
No.
Or Borna Coric?
I don't think
Borna Coric hasn't done much this year. He just lost to
an
Indian Wells Ivo Karlovic.
And you look at this draw is
and he's got some points to defend.
Yeah, because he semied Indian Wells, so he dropped and quartered Miami. Borna Coric isn't playing great tennis, but his draw in terms of his first round Carballes by Kudla, he wins that. I just think he's better.
And same with Simo, I feel like.
So
or
yeah,
Jari.
but going back up, Monfils is playing. He does train in Miami, so I would see him advancing to Thiem. Just saying. And I don't see him beating Thiem. I don't see it.
I don't see Thiem getting past the
Hurkacz
or Fucsovics.
I think Fucsovics had an absolute. Fucsovic Wawrinka in Indian Wells was a phenomenal match. That was my favorite match of the tournament.
What was that? 7-5 in the third.
7-6 in the third.
7-6 in the third.
So I think Simon, if anything, could take out Coric. I've been big on Chorich. He's just not looked right at all.
And then Nick Kyrgios, who lost
You
last
never
week.
know. You
Exactly.
can never pick him. You either pick him until he wins you something, or you don't pick him at all. Either way, your probability. I mean, I hope he does well because I hope he's focused and does everything because that would be fun to see. But you never know. You have Kei Nishikori down there too.
Who's been struggling a bit.
Again,
He went
big takeaway
7-6.
from this draw. I say Djokovic team semis.
Djokovic.
Unless
I don't see him getting
her catch takes him out, and then I think it's up in the air. We're gonna move down to the second half of the draw. You have Kevin Anderson as your 6, and this part of the draw for me, I want to see Grigor Dimitrov. I know this is a little biased. I like Dimitrov too. I think this is Dimitrov's time to make a move.
We didn't get to see him play in Indian Wells because
Exactly,
he was
pulled
injured.
out.
Same as both Kevin Anderson and Grigor Dimitrov have not played a match since the Australian Open.
I mean, Karen Khachanov actually proved that he could play.
Some-
Struggled indoor season,
Yeah.
but now he put a couple wins together. He had a battle with Nadal, but in my opinion, Nadal was hampered that entire time. So
Yeah.
6-6, and Nadal was injured and still won. That shows you a little bit. Even though the first set was high quality, I know Nadal was still injured in the first set.
Yeah.
He received treatment right after the first set. So, I would like. We don't know. Kevin Anderson hasn't played a tournament since losing to Tiafoe, right?
Yep. Exactly.
So you don't know there. You have Chun Sing Sheng as a wild card. He was a former ITF Junior World #1, so that'll be interesting to see how he's been doing. Or he won the first round in Phoenix and Challenger, but it'll be interesting to see if he can progress in this 1,000. So we move down. I think
Daniil Medvedev.
either Khachanov or Dimitrov's move through. I don't think Anderson.
I mean, I feel like for Kevin Anderson, Grigor Dimitrov, you can't really say much about it because you haven't seen them
Yeah,
play.
exactly.
They've been injured. You just don't know what stage
How
of
they've
the
been
recovery.
training and yeah. So then you
they're
move
at.
down. You have Medvedev, Schwartzman. Hopefully third round. Medvedev just beats him. I think he plays too flat through the court. Annoys Schwartzman, frustrates him. Medvedev disappointing in
He
New
had a-
Wells.
Yes,
in terms of what he's done this year.
outdoors a bit. He
He beat
struggled.
Mackie Mack and then lost to.
Philip Krajinovic.
Krajinovic.
And he also in Dubai he lost to
But
Ricardo
this is
Berankis.
this is the part of the draw where you look at Fed and you're like, wow, he's got a tough draw. Last year he lost first round to Thanasi Kakanakis. You go into this and you see Fed headlined as the fourth seed. In the third round he will have to face Stan Wawrinka or Pierre Hughes Herbert
Again.
or Philip Krajinovic.
Yeah.
I think Stan Wawrinka. Stan Wawrinka will be a tougher test. He won't be. Stan Wawrinka. I mean, you don't know if he went into that match tired, but that match against Vucevic was almost 3 hours or something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
So that's a
two-
grueling one.
two battles in a row.
And I think even Medvedev played him in 3 in Shanghai. I just think this tournament, I don't see Fed progressing all the way through.
And the
I don't
ball
think
isn't going to
Fed's
bounce
not.
as high probably
Fed's
for
not.
Medvedev.
Fed's not winning, but I mean, he will be, in my opinion, more tested through this part of the draw. With I don't even know because Stan Wawrinka, he still played Stan Wawrinka in Indian Wells, but I think Medvedev is a tougher matchup for him. And then we'll move back down. We got Stefanos Tsitsipas as a 9.
And I see him in this part of the draw really
You
thriving.
got Marin Cilic. Marin
got
Cilic
Marin
hasn't
Cilic.
done great this year, but still, it's Marin Cilic. You never know.
You never know.
So, and Denis Shapovalov, he's got some points to defend. Shapovalov, what is it? Or round of 16 still, but Shapovalov's got a little bit to defend. So yeah, I pick Tsitsipas still. I think, as I said, the Indian Wells, he was a step too slow. He's definitely had a ton of time to prepare. Think he comes out. He's got a chip on his shoulder. Or he's got something to do here.
And Shapovalov, I see him again upsetting, taking out Cilic like he did last week.
And then
in
you
Indian Wells.
you look down. You got a Marco Cicchinato as a 14, Goffin as an 18.
And Goffin's doing better.
No, what do you mean he's doing better? He lost first round. He lost first round
sorry.
to Krajinovic, and then he
And then
lost
he lost
in the
to
third round
Salvatore
or
Caruso.
quarter. Was it quarters?
Quarters of Phoenix.
Of Phoenix.
The challenger.
He is struggling, and I think Karlovic takes him out. I do. I think Karlovic takes him out.
And
Kekanata lost first round in Indian Wells. Not a great hardcourt player. Hopefully he wins. I'm a big Kekanata fan. I would love to see a Kekanata Zoomer. I love Chris
Kekanata
Eubanks,
Zoomer.
but Kekanata Zoomer would be a fun match to watch. A lot of drop shots. And we're going to move down. You have Francis Tiafoe as a 28 seed and Alexander Zverev.
as a 2 seed.
Alexander Zverev is a 2 seed. Again, Zverev's got something to prove.
And he's got points to defend. He's
finaled it. He's
Exactly.
Mr. 1000s. He did the exact same thing last year.
Yep.
I'm sure he's pissed. He wants to come out again.
He's gonna wanna win.
A lot of chips on shoulders in terms of
and I
people
feel
going
like
out early.
reaching the quarterfinals, this is probably the best part of the draw to be for him.
Yeah, I don't see. I mean, Tiafoe's been struggling of late. I mean, either Golbis or Kekmanovic will give him a hard time. And Ferrer Query, they just haven't been in. I mean, Ferrer can't play 2 matches in a row, and on hard. And Query is Query's not been the Query that made that run a while ago, 2
In
years ago.
Wimbledon.
Yeah, so my semifinals, I have Zverev. I have a quarterfinal of Zverev, Tsitsipas, Zverev winning, just a better play
Yes.
as of right now. And
Then I've got-
I'm gonna go with
I see
Oy.
Stan versus
this other part is tough because I don't know.
Stan
I'm just
versus
gonna-
Kachanov.
I'm
I
gonna
say
go
Stan.
against everything I've said. I still take Fed, and I take I see a
Really?
Zverev Djokovic final. Djokovic wins. That's what I got. What do you?
I'm gonna go with Zverev versus Djokovic final, but Zverev winning.
All right. So we'll come back at you guys in a week and a half to wrap up Miami and preview the upcoming clay season, European clay. Thank you for listening.